Hi, I'm Mark with Southside Plumbing. I'm here to show you why you want to hire a professional for the installation of a water heater. Here is a water heater, new water heater, but obviously not installed by a professional. I will show you why. Let's start off with your cold water supply. This is they just reused the same supply for this new water heater. It's got some kinks in it. The guy that he obviously this doesn't move, so he can shut the water off. They just reused this whole thing. You need to have a good shut off, so next time it actually leaks, you can actually turn things off. Use a good flex connector so it's not going to end up leaking. Looks like on this side they kind of used a shark bite component. It'll last a good length of the life of the heater. Sometimes the connection on the shark bite will leak and won't last quite as long as the water heater. So a few things what we'd prefer to install. Here's a few things that this guy was missing. One is a good shut off that you can actually shut off and does completely. So this is an expansion valve. This is an expansion tank. You want to have these on your heater. Without one of these, you're going to fail inspection. So if you ever sell your house, inspector's going to ding it and say you're not up to code. So you need to have one of these. What they do is as the water heater heats up, it builds pressure, and this pressure goes on the tank rather than going, which kind of decreases the life of a water heater. This has a bladder. It's got half air, and as the water comes up, it will kind of push back and forth depending on what your pressure is. Sometimes we'll use the expansion tank, and sometimes we'll use this expansion valve. So any excess pressure here is going to go out through this tube and down to your floor drain. If, like, for instance, this guy doesn't have a good valve at all, I would just use this expansion valve so to shut off, and it will help you out with that pressure. Anyway, and I like to use all new. I like to use stainless steel connections. It bends a whole lot nicer. It's a lot better to use that than this guy here, and rather than reusing the same old stuff. On the bottom of the heater, your gas control valve. This is the shut off for this water heater. You cannot turn this off. If you have a gas leak, you need to find a wrench or something like that to get this. Looks like they reused the same old flex connector. Didn't want to get a new one, I guess. So, again, you want to have a valve that you can turn off if you have a gas leak and you want a new gas line and you want it tested, make sure there's no leaks, rather than just making guesses. Last bit on this heater, the install was shoddy as well. The one thing I do not like about this heater, it has a plastic drain port. We have seen these blow out and flood basements blow out wide open as well. Sometimes taking these out, sometimes people like to drain their water heaters. If you connect this with a hose and drain it and flush it, there is a likelihood that turning this back all the way off, it just doesn't happen quite all the time. So I'm not crazy about the brand of the heater as well. We install Bradford White. We get through our plumbing supplier. We like those also as well, that if you need any parts, if there's anything wrong with the heater, everything is readily available and we can get those for you.